Okay, I want to do a quick video on Kawasaki Teryx 4. This is a motor rebuild I've been doing, and I figured I would put a video on the transmission since I haven't really seen anything out there to help assist anybody like ourselves that want to do this at home but need some kind of a guidance. And I just found an easier way, and I figured I'll just put it out there for you guys. So with that being said, I'll get started. And just for ease, I believe from 2012 to 2018, and I went through a lot of manuals. They all seem to be identical. Of course, there's differences in weight of the crank and the piston bores and so forth as you go from the 750 to the 800. Other than that, everything inside is identical. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and show you. This is the main low gear. This is the driven gear. It does have a sleeve type bearing, bushing bearing. So the shoulder, this will actually go in first to this lower bearing here, and that's what your spline shaft is going to go into. Here's your spline shaft. So this is your high speed, or excuse me, the high gear sprocket. So what you want to do, you have your shifter here that will actually slide on. At least it's supposed to slide on. Let's see, it'll find its tooth here in just a second. Let's see. There it goes. Next, you put your washer on. And then this here will slide into the bushing, into the bearing on the other side. Like so. Okay. So now, and this should always free spin freely, excuse me. So here you have your fork. These forks here, you have two of them that are identical, like so. And then you have one short one. And this will go to the top here. As I build, I'll show you how it goes. So this actually engages the your high gear. This here will engage your low gear. So this is your shifter fork. So the sprocket you see me put back there just now, it'll slide on like so, and that's what actuates. So I'll insert that into it in the back, like so. Let it sit in the bottom of the case, and I'll show you how to set it into neutral. So here you have what they call the drum. I call it a barrel. Some people might call it a cam. Nonetheless, it's what actuates, and the pins from the forks is what drives in each slot, right? So that's what actuates back and forth. Anyway, with that being said, let you know what the grooves are on the back. So you want to know what these are. This is going to be your reverse, neutral, high, and then low. Best way to learn your orientation is to stick your drum in with the pin pointing at 12 and then clock it to about 1 o'clock position. That should put you into neutral. Now, what you want to do next is your guide pin for your forks. Go ahead and insert it into the fork you just put in, and hopefully you can see there's a groove right. Let's see, I'm pushing it just a little bit further. It'll engage there's just like so. Hopefully you can see that. Slide the pin all the way in until it engages into the case, and it's done. Well, I say done, but close enough. So that'll keep you locked in. So I'll show you how to verify neutral. You can spin the case around, and then here is that slot again. So see how that is sitting there? There is a ball bearing that sits inside. Lines up perfect. This here is your retainer bolt that has a spring, so it loads the ball bearing. Screw it in, and that will indicate you being in neutral. So that way you know your orientation. So that way we know that is neutral. All right. So now that we have confirmed that, we can go ahead and continue with the build. So now we can set it up, and we'll build the driven gear out first. So with that being said, you have that there. Now we can go Let's see, is that on? Where's my retainer? There they are. This here is the other shifter. So when you put the shifter sprocket on, obviously fork's facing you, this will engage your reverse. Let's see here. Get this to line up. There it goes. So we'll slide this on about right here. What I've learned is keep this barely engaged on the spine, and I'll show you why. This is your other fork. So what you want to do first, you want to put your springs on. You have a thin washer and a tall washer, or a short washer retainer ring. Put it on first, followed by the spring, then your large retainer. Once that's on, then you get your long fork. Again, you have a shorty here, so the short one goes on last. It'll go up here. Pin facing up. Engage your fork. Slide this out just a little bit. Slide that in, and there. So what you want to do now the spring's on, push your fork up, lift your cam or your drum or barrel, cam, what do you want to call it. Now you want to push it until it clicks. There, now it's locked in. Next, you want to go ahead and capture the fork with the retaining clip. Put it on right here. The screwdriver. There it goes, locks into place. That is good. Next, you want to put your spline washer. It's going to go on next. Followed by this is your driven reverse sprocket. It has a spline sleeved bearing that will go on next. Once that slides on, you can push it all the way back. Next, you want to put the reverse gear teeth engage into the shifter, like so. There we go. Followed by another washer, a spline, inner spline washer. Will go on next. And then that will follow with this is the reverse output gear. So you have reverse driven gear, and then this is the reverse output gear. That's what the book says. I'm going by the manual. Let's see, get this thing to line up. Find this gear and go on there. There it goes. So that goes on. Alright. Next, you have a thick washer that'll go on next. And then that gear is built out. Next, we'll go to the top. You have a washer that will go on all the way to the back. And then this is going to be your high drive gear. So remember, this is the drive, this is the driven. Again, you have a sleeve bushing bearing. Put this all the way in to the back. So it sets up onto the journal back there. And then you can insert your high drive gear. And you want the sprockets, the teeth, to face towards you. So we'll get that put on. Let the gears, oh yeah, they line right up. Perfect. So now that's on. It is followed with a splined washer. And then you will capture it with a retaining clip. I'll get this all the way on there. Screwdriver to engage it. There it goes. Okay, so next you want to put your shifter right behind it. And once this is on enough, you can put your other shifter fork into it, just like so. slide it in until you see the pin right here engage into the drum. So we'll push that on, push it on. Let's see. There you go. So see, this engages. Take your last rod here, slide it in. There's a slot in the back that it sits into, and then that there is almost complete. So next we will insert the other pin that goes over here. This is for the reversed idle gear. Reverse idle gear. Retaining clip with the washer. Here's the reverse idle gear. Has the needle bearings. This will actually, oops, this will go onto here like so. Let the teeth line up, and then it goes follow with the washer. And then up here is your reversed drive gear. We'll get this on here. There we go. And then we'll follow it up with a retainer clip. Locks in. And then last but not least, your last spring that will lock into here. And that's it. Of course, you'll have your main sprocket that will go onto your bevel gear here. I'm not going to put it on total, well, I guess I can put it all the way on, but just to show you guys. But that's it. That's how you put it together. I know that was pretty quick, but I just want to give you a quick insight on how it's done, and you should be able to free. This should never spin until you actually engage your barrel to your reverse, low, or high gear, and then that will engage this sprocket here. So that's why it's called your idle reverse gear, because it spins opposite, and it's just the idle gear that's just running if your belt was engaged on neutral. So that's it, folks. Hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully that will give you some better instructions on the visual on a Teryx gearbox, or transmission, should I say. Anyway, guys, like it below. Give me some comments if you have any questions. I'll be free to answer, and good luck on your build.